Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare Ram 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 Krishna 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 Hare
Hare
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Rama
Hare Ram 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 Ram
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna Hare Ram 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 Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram 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 Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today is 26th of March. It is Tuesday, and it is Chaitra Masa or Vishnu Masa. So the new month is starting, and the first day of the month is Pratipat, and it is Krishna Paksham. There are no other Vaishnavas today. So we shall quickly move into Srimad Bhagavatam. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Sukadeva Goswami, so far he was explaining the Lord in the heart. One has to meditate who is purified materially. He can concentrate on the super soul or Lord in the heart. And who is not yet purified materially, he need to concentrate on the Virat Rupa form of the Lord. So likewise, Sukadeva Goswami is mentioning. So yavanna jayata paravaresmin vishveshware drashtari bhakti yogaha tavat taviyaha purushasya rupam kriyavasane praitah smareta. Tavat taviyaha, until that point, he needs to meditate on the Purushasya Rupam, that is Virat Rupa form of the Lord. So once he is completely purified from the material conception, then he can concentrate on the Super Soul and the Lord in the heart. So likewise, Sukadeva Goswami mentioned, and further today he is saying, so when he is meditating on the meditating on the Lord in the heart, so how he needs to meditate? So he is mentioning, so he has to sit in very comfortably. A yogi has to sit comfortably and control the bodily activities. Control the bodily activities, irrespective of the time, place, and circumstances, and he needs to control the swasa, the breathing and mind, breathing and mind and all the senses. And then he doesn't have to worry about the time, place, and circumstances when he wanted to leave this material world. So likewise, Sukadeva Goswami is mentioning. So we are in the second canto, second chapter, verse number 15. स्थिरं सुखं च आसनम् आस्तो यतिः यदा जिहासुः इममङ्गलोकम् काले च देशे च मनो न सज्जयेत् प्राणान् यच्चेद् मनसा जितासुः स्थिरं सुखं च आसनम् आसितो यतिः yatihi. Yatihi is the yogi. What he needs to do? Stiram sukam cha. He has to, without being disturbed, and he has to comfortably sukam cha asanam asito. And sitting accommodation, it should be very comfortable without being disturbed. Asanam asito, and being situated in that particular, so that yati yogi yada jihasuhu imamangalokam. Yada jihasuhu. Jihasuhu. So Asuhu is the life air, and Jihasuhu. So giving up the life air, desires to give up. Yada Jihasuhu imamanga imam angalokam. So this angalokam, what is angalokam? The bodily limbs, which is the or that this body, angalokam. Anga, so he is saying to king, O Anga, O king, lokam, this body, material body, whenever he desires to leave this material body, he has to sit comfortably and situate himself without being disturbed. And kale cha deshe cha manu na sajjayet. Kale cha deshe cha manu na sajjayet. He should not be concerned about the time and the place and the mind. So na sajjayet, he should not be perplexed. Na sajjayet, without that, irrespective of time, place, and circumstances. Prana niyached manasa jitasuhu, and he has to control. Prana niyached, the senses, prana, the senses must be controlled. Prana niyached manasa jitasuhu, by the mind. Jitasuhu, conquering the life way. Jita asuhu. So likewise, Sukadeva Goswami saying, irrespective of time and place and circumstances, one has to sit comfortably when he wanted to leave this material world and concentrate and controlling the senses, mind by mind, and conquering the life way. So now, so far, he has been meditating on the Lord in the heart within that form, and he has to leave this material world. He doesn't have to worry about time, place, and circumstances. Stiram sukam cha asanam astoyatihi yada jihasuhu imamanga lokam kale cha deshe cha mano nasajjayet pranani yached manasa jitasuhu. So translation for this, O king, whenever the yogi desires to leave this planet of human beings, he should not be perplexed about the proper time or place, but should comfortably sit without being disturbed, and regulating the life air should control the senses by the mind. And purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Can I request Jahnakanya Mataji to read the purport?
Hare Krishna. In the Bhagavad Gita 8.14, it is clearly stated that the person who is totally engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord and who constantly remembers him at every step easily obtains the mercy of the Lord by entering into the personal contact. Such devotees do not need to seek an opportune moment to leave the present body, but those who are mixed devotees, alloyed with fruitive action or empirical philosophical speculation, required an opportune moment for quitting this body. But for them, the opportune moments are stated in the Bhagavad Gita 8.2.3 to 26. But these opportune moments are not as important as one's being a successful yogi who is able to quit the body as he likes. Such a yogi must be competent to control his senses by the mind. The mind is easily conquered simply by engaging it at the lotus feet of the Lord. Gradually, by such service, all the senses become automatically engaged in the service of the Lord. This is the way of merging into the Supreme Absolute. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki
Ki
jai.
Jai.
Thank you, Mataji. So here there are two ways. One is in the month there are two pakshas. One is Sukla Paksha and Krishna Paksha. Now we are in the Krishna Paksha. So it is the waning moon starting from today. Until yesterday it was the waxing moon. It was Purnami until yesterday. So there are, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita Sukla Krishna Gati Hete Jagata Shashwate Mate. There are two ways. One is Sukla Krishna Gati Hete. Ekaya Yeti Anavrittim Anya Avartate Punaha. So he says, one who lives during the Krishna Paksha, he will be returning back to this material world again. When he is living in the waxing moon, that is Sukla Paksha, then he doesn't return back. So likewise, there are two paths. So there are further, but Krishna says that Naite Sati Partha Janan Yogi Muhyate Kashana. He will never ever be bewildered. A yogi who is situated all the time in the meditating under only the Lord, nothing else. He doesn't need any, he doesn't want to enjoy this material world. He wanted to go and associate with the Lord. So Naite Sati Partha Janan Yogi Muhyate Kashana. He is not bewildered. So that's why Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu Yoga Yukto Bhavabhina. So all the time you situate yourself in the Yoga Yukta. Meditate like a keeping only the Lord in the heart and meditate on that personality. Likewise, Yoga Yukto Bhavabhina. So Krishna mentions that one. And because here Prabhupada is mentioning that again, the Krishna statement that devotees are not bewildered. Adanya chetasa satatam yomam smarati nityashaha. And all the time, whoever is remembering me, O Arjuna, tasyam sulabha padha. For them it is very easy to attain me. Nityayuktasya yoginaha. Because they are always engaged themselves by remembering it. Tasma sarveshu kaleshu mamanusmarijya. That's why they do not bewilder about the antakalecha mameva. So automatically it will come. So that is Prabhupada is mentioning. And further Prabhupada is mentioning about further verses from 23 to 26. There are different times like during the fire, in the presence of the fire, daytime, and all those things. Agnirjyothi aha suklaha sanmasa uttarayanam tatra prayata gachanti brahma brahma vido janaha. These are the times and circumstances that one can live and choose this material world. So likewise, but a yogi must be content to control his senses by the mind. So, but for a devotee, he doesn't have to. And because he is always doing that one. Here Sukadeva Goswami is also mentioning, because here this person is the by personal endeavor he is doing that one, but a devotee automatically unintentionally he is always serving the Lord, so he is already in that process without knowing to himself. So here, this yogi is the mind is easily conquered simply by engaging it at the lotus feet of the Lord. Gradually, by such service, all the senses become automatically engaged in the service of the Lord. That is the way of merging into the supreme absolute truth. So it is very beautiful purport how to attain. For a devotee, everything is already included in it. All the processes, remembering, concentrating, and meditating on the lotus feet, everything. So he doesn't have to worry about it. But Sukadeva Goswami says to the Parikshit, this is the second level of the yogi. So one is the uh, Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagavaniti Sabhyate. So Brahmeti, they will trying to meditate on the Supreme Brahman light. Second is the who is meditating on the Paramatma, Paramatmeti. That is, this is Sukham, Stiram Sukham cha Asanam Masto iti yada jihasu imamanga lokam kaleti deshe cha manu nasadhyayet pranani yached manasa jitasuhu. And then, but a devotee who is worshipping the Lord directly, the Bhagavaniti, then everything is automatically there. Okay, so that is Prabhupada is explaining here. That is who is always at the lotus feet of the Lord, engaging at the service. Okay, so that is from the Srimad Bhagavatam. Stiram sukam cha asanam astoyatihi yada jihasuhu imamanga lokam. काले च देशे च मनो न सज्जयेत् प्राणान् यच्चेत् मनसा जितासुः. So that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. We shall quickly enter into Srila Prabhupada's diary letter. So today it is letter to Syamadasi, January 26, 1970, the Los Angeles. Can I request Malati Mataji to read the letter?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. My dear Syamadasi, please accept my blessing. I am in due receipt of your letter dated 2nd March 1970s and may inform inform you that confidential matters between you, husband and wife, may be settled up between yourselves. But your foremost duty is to abide by all the will of your husband. Your husband is not an ordinary boy. He is educated, intelligent, sober, and a devotee of Lord Krishna. Therefore, whatever he plans, you should follow. To understand further on this matter, it will be better if you read Srimad Bhagavatam, volume 3, page number 832, text 58. Hope this will meet you in a good health. Your ever holy sir, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Hare Krishna Brahma.
Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, Mataji. Any takeaway points, Mataji? This letter.
Here, Prabhupada said that uh, when a husband um, uh, take a decision or make a plan, we should follow him or trust him, because main thing is that he is a devotee of Lord Krishna. And as well as if we I feel that if we face a problem and then we should read the Bhagavatam also. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Sorry if I made mistake.
Thank you, Mataji. Very nicely explained. So generally, so that is the wife, or it is the duty, not only the devotee, even though husband is not a devotee, still it is a duty of a wife to render service to the husband. Even the father is not a devotee, still it is a duty for the son to render service to the father. Always, that is the prime duty. These are the scriptural injunctions Prabhupada also mentions. Thank you, Mataji. Can I request any other comments, any other devotees, additions? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
So, if you have to follow your husband's, you know, the way he has planned things to be between you two, and he's against your practice, your Krishna conscious practice, and quite abusive, but happen to be in the service, and and not only abusive, he treats you with disrespect. How do you deal with that? Do you confront it, or leave, or make a separation or something, or divorce? Because I know Prabhupada
Yes,
does not believe in divorce.
yes, Mataji. So that is only with humble nature. We serve him. Just humble nature. Just humble. We can conquer anyone with humbleness.
But
Just
then you become a doormat. You're not able to jointly work together and practice Krishna consciousness. It's kind of imbalanced relationship. One is dominating the other in a way. I think this can be seen in this culture as dominating and controlling. But it does work when you're humble. But if somebody is really angry a lot, and is abusive, and they take it out on the closest person to them, the best relationship, which is they trust that relationship, so they can. Do they seek help outside of the Krishna conscious movement?
uh,
Like,
so um, so generally we devotees also have got some kind of devotee care. That is there, but that is where mostly problems would be solved. Outside things that is legal. Prabhupada mentions if you are going to the court lawyers, that means you are doomed. So because you are putting everything outside. Actually, if between wife and husband, it must be sorted there itself with humbleness. So just like a Devhuti, even though she is a princess, she served Kaddama Muni. Kaddama Muni is a ascetic. Pitrubhyam prastesabhi patimingita kovida nityam paricharat pritya bhavaniva bhavam prabhum nityam paricharat pritya. So very to please the husband, nityam paricharat. So she is serving her husband all the time, understanding the desires of your husband. Why at any point, any circumstances, wife will be not fulfilling the desires of the husband, so that maybe there are some circumstances. So unless there is a physical circumstances or family circumstances, otherwise, if it unless it is an ego, she should be able to render all services to the husband. So that is said by Maitreya Rishi. So how Devhuti served? Visrujya. So this is Vishrambena Atmasauchena Gauravena Damena cha Susrushaya Sauhrudena Vacha Madhurya cha Bhoho. So Devhuti served her husband with the Vishrambena, with complete intimacy, and Atmasauchena, with purity of mind and the body, Gauravena, with great respect, Damenacha, with control of the senses, Susrushaya Sauhrudena, and with Susrusha with service, Sauhrudena with love, and Vacha Madhuryacha Bhoho. The words are very pleasing, Madhuryacha Bhoho. Likewise, there are no egoistic between, like even the husband is always so men he work only for the sake of to maintain the family, and that is there. And sometimes there may be desires, further desires, but they will be, all desires will be succeeded whenever with the humbleness. Each husband is doing his duty, wife is doing her duty. That's it. In due course of time, both will be in the same. Visurja kamam dambam cha द्वेषं लोभम् अघम्मदम् अप्रमत्तबुद्धितानित्यं तेजयांशम् अतोषयत्. So this is Devhuti Visrujya Kamam Dambam cha. She left all her desires aside. Her ego Dambam cha, her pride, that thinking that I am the prince. So that kind of nature was kept aside when she is serving to uh, her husband. Dvesham, enviousness, lobham, greediness, agham, sinful activities, madam, it is the vanity. So such kind of thing. Aparamattva buddhita nityam. She is ready to render service at any point of time. By leaving all the bad things aside, that is the duty based, duty consciousness. Tejiyamsham atoshayat. She served her powerful husband, Tejiyamsham atoshayat, to please him. So these are the qualities of a chaste woman, but it will be trained from the childhood in the Varnashrama Dharma. Otherwise, this modern education, it is making women like in very horrible ways. So they will fight for their rights, kind of thing. That is not needed at all. That will make enrage the egos between everyone at all. That is, whenever Yudhishthira was seeing all these things, there are fightings, kalakalam, something like that he was mentioning. He is saying fighting between husband and wife, father and son, and brother and sisters, like that. This is age influence of age of Kali. So, but actually, a woman is the whenever we do the duty, woman serves husband and son serves father, and the man serves his spiritual master and the supreme lord. That is the Varnashrama Dharma, aligned education. Prabhupada is referring to that one. Read Srimad Bhagavatam, Volume 3, page 832. I don't know which verse it is. Um, Which chapter, I don't know. But we see the examples of Devahuti and Kaddama Prajapati. This is the first marriage we see in the Srimad Bhagavatam.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare.
I understand Devahuti was born into opulence, and she expected her Karam Muni to supply her. The expectation was high, and I suppose, I believe he couldn't keep up with it. That's why he left and went into exile. Is that right? I'm not. That's what a story I heard from a lecture.
No. Actually, Devahuti, even though she is a prince, she has got desires. And before the marriage itself, when Swayambhu Manu has come to Kaddama Prajapati's ashrama, at the time Kaddama Prajapati invites him. So first thing, that marriage is arranged by the Supreme Lord Krishna only. And he mentions that one. So, O Kaddam Prajapati, you have meditated for 10,000 years to get a wife. And then he was Yasmin Netran Nyapato Astur Bindavaha. Even the Lord has that some tears fall from the Lord's eyes because of Kaddam Prajapati's meditation and his loving towards the Lord. That became a Binsaravara. So, but here, um, that marriage is arranged by the Lord itself. Before the marriage, when Swayambhumanu came with Devahuti, Devahuti desired to marry Kaddama Prajapati because she has heard all his good qualities from Narada Muni. And then once they have come, there was a discussion going on. And then Kaddama Prajapati says that your daughter is never uh, had any other man in her heart, and also there was no kind of engagement with any other man, so she is pure, so I am accepting. But however, one condition. So as soon as there is a child is born from her womb first, then I will leave. I am ascetic. I have to dedicate myself to the Supreme Lord. It is the pre-marriage arrangement. Then Swayambhu Muni accepted, and then Shatarupa accepted, Devhuti accepted. And then later on, during their marriage time, Devhuti served her husband very nicely, but she was very weak, and the Kadam Prajapati compassionate. And then later on, when Kadam Prajapati wanted to give all the benedictions to Devhuti, she said, I do not want these meditations at this moment. I wanted a children. So like before the marriage you were saying, so complete, please fulfill those desires. I am now desiring to have union with you. Likewise, when she mentioned, Kaddam Prajapati understood, and he created a very beautiful, big flying aeroplane which contains all kinds of appliances. There they enjoyed 100 years, and then they have returned back to their ashrama. And on one day he divided himself into nine, and then he begot nine daughters in the womb of Devhuti on the same day. And then when he was ready to leave, because he has fulfilled the desire of Devhuti, and also as per his words, he needs to go and dedicate himself. And then Devhuti asked again, so, but with a very humble nature, saying that, my dear husband, as you have spoken, you have fulfilled all of my desires. But, and also, when I am depending on you, you also need to fulfill. So, that fearlessness, thinking that if I am in some kind of lamentation, I want someone to pacify me. So these daughters, nine daughters, they will marry and they will go. Then Kadam Prajapati understand. So the words of the Supreme Lord that I am going to beget in your in the womb of Devhuti through you. So and then remembering that one, he says to Devhuti, "Don't worry, O Devhuti." So the Lord is going to appear, and then he stays further. And then once the Kapila Muni took a birth in the womb of Devhuti, then when Kapila Prajapati, Kapila Muni, he is grown up, and then in the secluded place, Kadama Prajapati meets Kapila Muni, and then he asked permissions, and then he leave. And then whenever Kapila Muni says permission, गच्छ काम मया पृष्टो मयि सन्न्यस्त कर्मणः जित्वा सुध्य मृत्युम अमृतत्वाय मां भज. ओ कद्म प्रजापति, now you can leave. I will take care of matra adhyatmikam pumsam mato nishreyasai. So he says, I will look after mother, don't worry about it. Gaccha kama maya pusto. By ordered by me, you go and fulfill your jitva sudhyam mrityam and conquer the death. Amrutatvaya mam bhaja, and by rendering devotional service unto me. And then Kadam Prajapati leaves with the permission. Everything is according to the Vedic injunctions. There are no personal sense gratifications.
So Kadamuni is the one who arranged the marriage, yeah?
Kadam, yes.
And Devahuti married to Devamuni.
Devahuti married to Kadamamuni, yes.
Oh, I see. But who is there's no Devamuni then?
There is Kadama Prajapati or Kadamamuni and Swayambhu Manu, Satarupa and Devahuti. There are only 4 people.
Okay. I got it now. Thank you.
Of course, behind Swayambhu Manu, Satarupa, and Devhuti, there is a big army behind their kings. But Kadama Prajapati, only one, he was at his ashrama.
So there was a big gap of their age group from the daughters to the son, yeah?
But there is not big gap as well. Even the Kadama Prajapati meditated for thousands of years, but still he is young. He appeared very young. With his mystic powers, he was up. He transformed himself, and also Devhuti also transformed into very young and with all senses very strong to enjoy for further 100 years. They never became older at that time.
Thank you, Prabhu. That makes me want to delve in it, deeper. What's the reference, please, Prabhu? Srimad Bhagavatam.
So this is Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, that is, and chapter 22, 23.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. And from the announcements point of view, so today evening we have got a preaching session with Prabhavati Mataji. That's all upcoming events for now. And the devotees, if you have got any other updates or any events going on, or you wanted to share anything else on Krishna consciousness, kindly share. Okay, so if there are no further updates, then we shall conclude and continue with further japa. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां
Pavanebhyo
वैष्णवेभ्यो
Vaishnavebhyo
नमो
Namo
नमः.
Namaha.
Prabhupada ki
Ki
jai.
Jai.
Stay everyone.
Hare Krishna.